stretches from Stepanek, who at 35 years of age
Del
still
Potro
is
serve.
pretty quick and pretty fit. And I think we're, as I said, in for a pretty interesting match here.
Play.
Already with the touch.
Love 15.
He's a thinking man's player, Stepanek. He doesn't have the power of a lot of players. He's more old school. Likes to come forward. He hits without a lot of spin. But boy, he's a very astute thinker.
And he's not certain about that, but
15 on.
decides not to challenge.
This is the serve Del Potro uses to both sides. The serve down the centre tee over the lower part of the net, very flat and hard.
And 15-30.
Interesting story, Alan, at the moment with Del Potro and his rackets. Says he's only got a couple of them that he's able to use. He's having his racket company Wilson make some more for him, but at the moment he says he's only got 2, which is extraordinary. Most players come out onto court with 5 or 6.
Let's.
Yes, I find it hard to believe if he only had 2 in that huge bag, he could have come out with a little overnight bag, if that's all he got. No, he's only got probably 2 of the model that he actually uses. A battle of the cross-court slices there until Stepanek sneaks in.
Well, he played it beautifully, Stepanek, until he got the volley. He snuck in, and that one there, he went back to Del Potro. Otherwise, he played a wonderful point, and I think his strategy is a good one, Stepanek, to slice the ball, keep it low to Del Potro, because Del Potro, tall man, he loves it high in the hitting zone. So I think we've seen already Stepanek's tactics.
Caught him by surprise there. Del Potro was looking just for that first backhand in the rally to go cross court. This one coming up here. So break point immediately for Stepanek.
Deuce.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that. Not in that bigger second serve. Got up a little bit and he just didn't quite get over the ball. Del Potro started slowly yesterday, dropped the first set 6-1.
Advantage Del Potro.
That's very much the go-to serve of Del Potro. Hard and flat over the lowest part of the net. You've got to cover this serve, make him hit the other one.
Deuce.
He's going to stand on or around the baseline to Stepanek so that he can move the big man around, take the ball early.
And also, Alan, so he can make those ventures to the net. He needs to be close to the baseline, so when that opportunity presents itself, he'll sneak into the net very quickly.
Advantage Del Potro.
Well, that's the sort of tennis Del Potro likes. Both players actually further back than you'd expect Stepanek, but a big baseline rally and his power in the end would usually prevail.
Deuce.
Well, tight opening service game for him. He'd be hoping not all of them are going to be as tough as this.
Advantage Del Potro. Game Del Potro.
Well, after a 7-minute opening game, Del Potro does hang on to his serve. 1-0.
First game.
The other thing about Stepanek over the years, he can get under the skin of his opponents. He really skips and jumps and hops around the court in some rather extravagant movements at times. Has been known to irritate a few people, but he plays on emotion. And when he's pumped up and fired up, he can play some brilliant tennis. Serving for the first time at love 1.
Month.
He's challenging.
Mr. Del Potro challenging the call. Right side. Near sideline. Ball's called in. Call stands. Mr. Del Potro has 2 challenges remaining.
Bit of a waste, that one, early in the set.
40 love.
Excellent depth from Stepanek here. He's 35 years of age, Stepanek, as Alan mentioned. Second oldest on tour in the top 50 of the world, though, behind Tommy Haas. So he's playing some terrific tennis, playing really good doubles as well with Leander Paes. Won a couple of Grand Slam doubles titles in the last couple of years.
15 love.
Just checking if there's any sun, but not at the moment, so no problem. Maybe a little glare, perhaps.
30 love.
Perfect conditions, really, for tennis. Again, a relatively wind-free day. It's a bit unusual out here at Homebush. This is a service game more to his liking after taking 7 minutes to win the first one. Very quickly to 40 love here. And a love game. So on serve early in this quarterfinal, 2-1.
Del Potro leads 2 games to 1.
Players return to the court, but you can see a little bit of movement in the crowd at 2 games to 1. The gates or the doors are opened and people waiting outside in the concourse are allowed to come in, and quite a few are being able to sit down closer to the court, which is good. Improves the atmosphere for the players, and of course not bright sunshine as we had the early couple of days where everybody was looking for the shade.
Love 15.
Just have a look at the court. I can't see there'd be anything wrong with the court.
No, it was an unusual shank, wasn't it?
He's trying to convince everybody that it was a bad bounce, but it had a little bit of slice on it, so kept it a bit low, but...
Mixes up his game so well, Stepanek. Just when you think he might be staying at the baseline, he sneaks in, and vice versa. So he gets you out of a rhythm as an opponent, which is one of his strengths. It's not always just about winning shots. It's about making your opponent play badly.
Yes, and as you mentioned, he mixes it up beautifully, whereas Del Potro doesn't mix anything. He just bludgeons the ball all the time. Very rarely see him come into the net behind some extraordinarily powerful ground strokes. He could, but he never seems to worry about that.
40-15.
Still moving exceptionally well, Stepanek, for a man in his mid-30s. Quickly up to this ball and gets there when the ball's still at its highest point, so it can be nice and aggressive.
Another comfortable service game for Radek.
2 games all. For serve.
Well, I think he feels it went well over the top of the net. Obviously registered on his new score pad, the umpire.
15 love.
Provided he can read the service direction reasonably well of Del Potro, Stepanek shouldn't be bothered too much by the pace on Del Potro's first serve, because he played Sam Groth in the first round, who was serving at 230 kilometres an hour. So he had a very tight 3-set win over Groth, but did well to blunt some of those massive serves that came from Groth. Surprised, Alan, that Stepanek's quite happy to engage in some prolonged baseline rallies at the moment. It's, as you mentioned, I think that's where Del Potro will have an edge.
That's the other area he's got the edge. It's third ace already, and his second consecutive love game on serve, 3-2.
Del Potro leads 3 games to 2.
So after the tight opening service game for Del Potro, 7 minutes, and he was down to break point. The last 4 have gone very quickly. On serve. 2-3.
12-15.
Tough man to serve to, Del Potro. If you give him some width, he's so tall that you go to the corners, he'll get there, cut it off. So I think Stepanek he'll look at a few more serves at the body from time to time.
15.
Wasn't exactly where he wanted it, but it was a little closer to the body and jammed the big man up just a little.
There's the sneak play you mentioned.
Yeah, he left his decision to come in late, waiting for Del Potro to commit. Then he goes, and look at that touch. He got in there so quickly when he decided to go. That's the secret to success. Inside the service line, way out in front, soft hands. He's as good a volleyer on tour as anybody. Beautiful. That one not so beautiful.
30.
Low return. He needed to respect the return a bit more there, I think, and play a more defensive volley deep rather than the drop volley that he attempted.
Let's first serve.
They're both bemused, aren't they?
Mm.
Chair umpire Tony Nimmons just confirming that the machine that he has registered the ball has flicked the net. Must have been very light because neither player heard it. A couple occasions already in this match, Del Potro has used the lob very judiciously. He knows that Stepanek's going to come in, and the way to keep a good net player off balance is to frequently make sure that they're aware of the potential of a lob. So it was the lob that got Del Potro back into the point, turned defense into attack.
Well, he read the lob this time. It wasn't a bad one either, but he got back quickly enough to keep the smash out in front of him.
It's making him work hard. Del Potro.
Game, Stephanic.
Oh, excellent second serve there.
3 games all.
And short and kicking wider still. Exposes the forehand. So good opening to this quarter-final, which we anticipated. We were probably expecting Stepanek to come in a little more, but I'm sure we'll see that eventuate. 3-all.
Thought that might have been worth a challenge. It looked as if it might have skidded off the line a bit. I think Stepanek's looking to his coach, who's at the end, and saying, "What do you reckon, coach?" Which is illegal, but nobody seems to stop it. No.
Just having a little bit of ball toss. It's trouble. It's a rather weak sun at the moment. It's just appearing. And a smart serve. He just threw in
Stephanic challenging the call, left side, far sideline.
Three-quarter pace.
I understand what you're saying, yep.
Is he suggesting that Stepanek should call earlier if he's going to challenge?
Yeah.
But it's your fault. You could call it that. Huh? You could call it that.
Well, he is.
Yeah. He's suggesting Del Potro that Stepanek waited till he missed the return before he challenged the serve. And he's not going to be happy, Del Potro.
No. Well, the rule is you've got to challenge immediately.
And umpire Nimmons did make that exact point to the players prior to the commencement of the match. So Del Potro suggesting to the umpire that he got that wrong, and I think he's probably right.
Well, reliable. Whenever he needs a point, pretty much you can expect this. Whether you can do anything about it or not is another thing.
Well, it's easy from up here, but given that this point here to the first court, we've mentioned how he likes this big flat serve down the centre tier. I think Stepanek should move to cover it. Show his opponent that I've got that covered. Make him go for the other serve. See if he can hit both of them.
40-30.
He went to the forehand, but again, there's no real width on that serve when he goes wide. He doesn't slice it at all to make the ball break away. He hits it flat. So I think it's always, you know, you're always in with a chance to get the wide serve to the forehand.
Well, finishes the game with one of his favourite shots, the big forehand, in particular that off forehand. Still on serve in this first set.
Del Potro leads 4-3. Time.
3-4. First set, 30 minutes of play. And serving with new balls. Quick look at the rather weak sun that's trying to peep through here at Homebush. But excellent playing conditions today, this men's quarterfinal. Well, annoyed with himself there. That was just a routine cross-court backhand. How good was that? Deep in the corner.
Yeah, brilliant disguise. He gets across after this shot and shapes to hit a really aggressive forehand, and the last minute changes and hits under the ball. So it's like any shot, if the opponent doesn't know it's coming, it doesn't have to be particularly wide or short to make it effective. It's the disguise that got that job done.
Game 7.
Another miss hit.
4 games old.
Off the backhand side. 2 cross courts there where the timing was astray. You can see he caught it up near the top of the racket. Just got out in front of him a little bit. He likes to, certainly on his forehand, get the ball well out in front. And that one was a fraction early as well.
Mr. Del Potro challenging the call, left side, near sideline. Ball's called in.
Beautiful racket control, though, from Stepanek running forward. He had the racket way out in front and was able at the last minute to change direction, flick the ball cross court towards the sideline. Whether it's in or not, we're waiting to find out. And it is.
Ball stands. Del Potro, 1 challenge remaining. Love 15.
Well, he read it. He was ready for it.
15.
And he returned serve so well. Virtue of his great doubles record as well, of course, helping. He got 1 challenge left. He made a couple of, I think, poor choices, Del Potro, in that department.
15-30.
Don't break that racket, Juan. You've only got one other.
That last challenge, though there was any doubt that that ball was good. It was just wasted. He was right there.
Well, accuracy is fantastic. It's just that common theme down the centre tee on both sides. Very much his favourite serves. And there it is again. Now that's just unplayable, though. Even if you're sitting on it, that's basically too fast and too accurate. 209 kilometres an hour within millimetres of the centre line. That's just unplayable.
So aces number 5 and 6. And strong serving coming gives him the game. So we're still on serve and a very entertaining first set here. The number 1 seed, 5-4.
Time.
Radek Stepanek wasn't far away in that last game. It took 2 big aces to end his efforts at trying to break serve. Four, 5.
It's a very different forehand, this, from most players. Has to really whip the racket up quickly from low to high to get spin. He's got what we call basically an Eastern forehand grip, where the racket face isn't as closed as so many of the modern day players. Can you believe it?
Had the big man stretching and lunging, and Del Potro did well to keep it going here.
Yeah, he stumbled coming in. This is a good volley. This is okay, but the whole court's wide open. Can't believe it. once more with feeling.
Yeah.
No.
Well, smart shot that from Del Potro, not going for the winning pass, getting it back hard at the approaching body of Stepanek. And a bit of a chance here. Gee, what a courageous shot that was.
30 all.
Yeah, it's difficult to do a lot with a ball up the middle of the court. You've got to really hit close to the lines from the middle of the court to get any angle. And as Alan said, he was very courageous there, Stepanek, to do so. That was one of the problems with this forehand of Stepanek. Doesn't have a lot of spin, and if you're going to go over the high part of the net, sometimes you just don't get enough height.
Well, he's down a set point here. Well, not the smartest shot from him there. The big man was on it quickly. His coach is happy. Well, he should be. He's got the first set. 6-4, 43 minutes.
6 games to 4. Time.
Change of shirt for Radek Stepanek. And he hopes a change in the pattern of this match. Having just dropped the first set, a little bit surprising because he'd been only taken a juice once on his serve in the entire first set, and he's comfortable with very straightforward service games as well. Again, just a little bit of sunshine now. That's enough to force Del Potro to check his ball toss, the position of the sun. He obviously didn't get it right.
Lot 15.
His first double, and clearly the sun contributed to it to some degree.
Lot 30.
I just think he's letting that bother him a little bit here. He needs full concentration not to allow his opponent back into this. See, glancing up, it's not really bright. There's a little bit of glare there. Well, it didn't go with the old
Mr.
reliable.
Stephanic is challenging the call. Left side, near sideline. Ball was called in.
Looked good, but it was a good change-up from Del Potro. He had a nice slider there, a slice serve, not with a lot of break, mind you, but certainly perfectly directed. When you're that tall,
15-30.
you
Mr.
can
Stephanic
still get some
two
good
challenges
width.
remaining.
Yes, cleverly done. Again, the disguise on the forehand.
15-40.
Well, he had a break point in the opening game of the match against Del Potro's serve, so similar position here, except he's got two.
Stepanek looking for the favourite serve there, but was just beaten for pace. Got his racket on it, but contact point was fractionally late.
Well, he's frustrated because a couple of chances are gone, and he knows against this man's serve, he's going to get too many opportunities to break it.
Advantage Del Potro.
Well, that's a bad miss for him. I mean, that's his play. He loves that sneaking in and then getting the volley where he wants it.
Game.
So Del Potro out in trouble.
First game, second set.
Saves the two break points. Some of the highlights from the first set.
Yeah, the first game he showed lots of initiative and improvise, Stepanek. But this man Del Potro often doesn't allow you time to set up for that sort of variety. He's so powerful. The serve is a weapon. given time, he can really crush the ball with those ground strokes, and this was on set point. A poor choice from Stepanek, who seemingly just ran out of a few options at the end of that first set.
Love one. Gee, that's side to side with accuracy.
15 love.
Didn't really move up to that one, Del Potro. Called by the chair umpire, indicating that was out, Tony Nimmons.
Well, the big man showing he's not all power. This is really good touch here. Surprised Stepanek, and from that position, Stepanek had very few options. So, well played, Del Potro. It's a play that's used so much, particularly on clay, a drop shot back off a drop shot.
Time violation warning, Mr. Stephanic.
Not going to be happy here.
No. Showing an irritation with the umpire, who's just doing his job. 25 seconds, time allowed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought either player, well, particularly Stepanek, I didn't think is particularly slow between points. I've seen an awful lot worse.
Just too good.
30-40.
Stepanek, he's not going to let umpire Nimmons off with what he thinks was a poor call. This point, though, was just excellent play from Del Potro. He saw Stepanek coming in, got the ball low, made Stepanek volley up, which gave Del Potro lots of time to set up for the pass.
And a break opportunity. Well, irritated as he is, he still had enough calmness about his play to come up with a second serve like this.
It's living on the edge, isn't it? Second serve very close to the centre line, and did it beautifully, but boy, it's a little risky.
Brilliant depth there.
Advantage Stephanic.
Showing how it's done when you've got someone struggling, how you must capitalise, and he's very, very good at that. Stepanek, any opportunity to come forward, he takes it. Which is something Del Potro doesn't and pays a price.
Well, he did a good job there. As we can see, the time between service points. Stepanek, well, it's at 26 seconds. You could probably just say to him the change of ends that looked getting a bit close, you know. I mean, it's probably a bit harsh to give him a warning when he's 1 second over.
Yeah, I agree. As we mentioned, we've seen a lot worse, and he's still not happy with the chair umpire. There'll be no Christmas card to Tony Nibbins from Stepanek in 2014.
Well, question of will was there. And there was I thought Del Potro should have a question to call. It looked clearly long, and he thought about it, but unlike Stepanek, he didn't challenge a bit late. He realised he should have and didn't, and then continued with the point. Rather probing backhands from both players there.
It's like a drill, wasn't it?
15 all.
Oh, he's missed it. Had the winner.
15-30.
Wow, really collapsed on that second serve, Del Potro. Coach just muttering to himself about it. Which that time warning, though, was fired. Radek Stepanek up here. Played a good game to hang on to his serve, and now he's got 2 chances. And he takes it on the first, so a pumped up Radek Stepanek, an early break for him in the second set.
Stepanek leads 2 games to 1. Time.
Stepanek out first, anxious to resume the battle now that he feels is swinging his way. An easy miss at 15-all contributed to that, followed by a weak double fault from Del Potro, and all of a sudden Radek Stepanek keen to get on with it.
Oh. 15 local. 15-all.
There's that forehand with the lack of topspin that most of the top players have. It smothers it a little bit, and it catches the tape on some of those shots.
Which is another reason why Stepanek has got to play close to the baseline, because obviously the deeper he gets without a lot of spin, his chance of an error increases.
15-30.
His doubles partner, Leander Pays, Radek Stepanek's partner, the current US Open champs. Lost early here, or yesterday, which was a bit of a surprise.
He's done a really good job, Del Potro, of being aware of Stepanek's intention to sneak in, and he's therefore got the ball really low to Stepanek on those occasions and given him very little with which to work. It's good stuff.
No footwork there from Del Potro, just rather prodded at that ball.
Very strange.
Still break point. Again, the courage to go for the down-the-line shot off the two-hander on break point.
You can see Del Potro was leaning into the backhand corner, expecting a cross-court ball, left the down-the-line exposed.
Advantage Stephanic.
So he saved a break point in his last service game, and he saved two here. So he's playing some fighting tennis here.
Let's first serve. You want to challenge? Mr. Del Potro challenging the ball. Right side. Service line. Ball is called in.
Now it's Stepanek questioning how long it took to challenge, I think. Seemed pretty late.
Second serve.
Oh, he's got it. Gee, a couple of inspired shots from Stephanic. No doubt about that. Well, perhaps there is. And that's a late challenge.
Mr. Del Potro challenging the call, right side, near sideline. Ball was called in.
Well, very late challenge there.
It's
And he walked up and had a look at where he thought the ball landed.
Yeah, this is what players tend to do a lot of. They walk up and look at the mark.
It's inside the line almost. I mean, that was clearly good. Had a little bit of gamesmanship, I think, just creeping into it here.
Got the feeling
Game,
that
Stepanek.
these two players are not particularly fond of each other. Neither one of them are particularly fond of the umpire at the moment.
Stepanek leads 3 games to 1.
So a little bit of feeling here, Jeff.
I think there is. You wouldn't want to get the big man too rolled up, though.
Well, we said that Stepanek has a habit of getting under players' skins.
$15 love. Wait, please. $15 all. $15-30.
He's got to keep his emotions under control here, Del Potro. He's become a little worked up, and his answer's been to crush the ball a little harder, but in so doing, making a few mistakes.
On a high at the moment.
15-40.
Drop shot wasn't great, but look at how he hooks this forehand at the last minute. Del Potro was looking for the ball down the line, the passing shot. Stepanek had the ability to just the last minute get the forearm and racket it through, pull it cross court. Brilliant. 2 break points.
Mr. Del Potro challenging the call, left side, near sideline. Ball was called out.
We're seeing a lot of challenges all of a sudden. This one looked worthy of challenging, I think.
Call is overturned. First serve. 15-40. $30-40.
Saves one. Well, what a miss.
Deuce.
Chance for the double break. The net cord pops it up. He can't believe it.
An advantage, Del Potro.
Well, 4-1 and 2 breaks. You would have pretty much expected Stepanek to close out that set, or this set. Del Potro hangs on here. It's a big bonus for him. He's hit that shot well.
Deuce.
Yeah, I think his backhand ground stroke is certainly the more secure. And, make fewer errors off that side. This is beautifully played. Potro nowhere to be seen.
Advantage, Del Potro.
He's been caught a couple of times with it, Jeff, hasn't he? He's not looking for it. He's waiting for the cross-court backhand for the rally to continue, and then that quick one down the line. He's a big man. He doesn't react quite quickly enough.
Deuce.
It's hard to read, though, this forehand. He at the last moment, he really gets the racket hit around the ball quickly, and Del Potro is having trouble picking the direction of Stepanek.
Heavy hitting there from him, and again the forehand and the serve set it up.
Good footwork here.
Well, Juan encouraged Del Potro to move forward very much off more, rather.
It's always dangerous, though, isn't it, to come in on somebody's forehand unless you've really got them in trouble. And he's there quickly, Stepanek, and the forehand, you've always got more options. You can get the racket hit around the ball more quickly than is the case with the backhand.
Advantage, Stephanic.
Well, thought he'd lost the opportunity when he did have that easy forehand on break point for a double break, and he's worked hard and he's given himself another chance here.
Oh.
Deuce.
Well, again, risking all on a second serve at break point. This time rewarded. I think he does that better than anybody on tour.
Advantage, Stephanic.
Yeah, it's old school stuff, but it shows it's still viable. Look how far in front he makes that volley and slides into it, all the body weight going forward. Technically excellent.
Well, and that's helped him the last couple of points. raises his arms, but he'll take it, of course. It's a double break for Radek Stephanic. 4-1 in the second set. A big turnaround here. So, what a turnaround.
Time.
One and serving in the second. Potro breaking in the 10th game to win the first set 6-4. Double break against him. I think, as you mentioned, Jeff, he's got a little irritated over a few things here with some late appealing for Hawkeye. And he started doing it himself a bit just to sort of get his own back, and I think he's lost a bit of concentration.
Yeah, no question about it. Stepanek's too good a player to lose your concentration. He does get under the skin of people, and he mixes up his game so well. Double break here. He's going to be hard to stop in the second set. It's really started to get Del Potro off balance, and we know how good a striker of the ball Del Potro is when he's set, but Stepanek so capable of mixing it up, changing the direction at the last moment.
His first double fault. So in danger of undoing some of this terrific work he's done the previous few games. That's too good. So gets one of the breaks back.
Stepanek leads 4 games to 2.
showing the new ball, has retrieved one of those loss of serves, so that will lift his confidence. His spirits had sagged somewhat, but still 2-4.
love.
Even his return to serve position, Stepanek, he's mixed up well. On that occasion, he was very close to the baseline, took the ball on the rise. Other occasions, he's moved back. He's tried to do everything to keep Del Potro out of a rhythm.
Again, the powerful and accurate forehand setting it up.
40-15.
Quick service game from Del Potro. He keeps himself within range here in this second set. 3-4.
Stephanic leads 4-3. Time.
Opening point. Fairly carefully played there by both players.
That ball, I think, may have just come off the service line. When it hits the paint of the line, sometimes it skips on a little bit quickly. Yeah, just Just hit the service line and came on. Del Potro, meanwhile, just having a little game with the ball, kids. You throw it to me, I'll throw it to you.
We'll give it back to this person who caught it. Which not allowed to do. They've got to keep the same number of balls in play.
(30-15).
Excellent depth there. Just for the ground strokes, you can't get into much trouble if you hit the ball deep.
First serve percentage of Stepanek has just dropped off in this second set, 40%. He needs a couple of good first serves here. Been frustrated on many occasions today, Del Potro. Losing patience there ultimately.
Well, he's only got 2 rackets, he says. Saved that one's life right there. Oh, how close was he to the net? He holds serve. 5-3 in the second.
Stephanic leads 5 games to 3.
Stepanek well placed here. He's certainly well placed in the Davis Cup. And he's up 5-3 in the second.
Let's second serve.
Nice. Being rewarded, I think, here this week with the balls being a little quicker. Stepanek, he doesn't hit with a lot of spin, so the ball that he hits is reasonably flat and comes off the court with good pace, and he's hit lots of ground stroke winners here today. He's had 23 winners, Stepanek, in the match to 17 from Del Potro. We wouldn't have expected that. Del Potro normally the bigger hitter from the back of the court.
He's hit that backhand down the line pretty well, but seemingly overrunning that one. Just telling himself to get the racket back a bit earlier. Wouldn't be too critical, though. He's doing particularly well here. He's got the #1 seed pretty worried.
Oh, there's that down the line backhand again. That's a beauty. That's the Czech equivalent of come on, I think. That little signal that he does.
It's a reverse Leighton Hewitt.
Yeah.
Leighton would have been pleased with that two-hander down the line. Especially as it brings up set point. The set from Radek. Stephanic. Coach is happy. He's at 1 set all with the top seed here. We're going to have a great third set.
1-7. Time.
Changing racket.
Final set, Stephanic to serve.
Opening point of this third set with Stepanek, as is all the momentum. He broke the big man's serve 3 times in that second set, so that's a worry for Del Potro, putting one of his major weapons. Looks a bit irritated, disgruntled.
Alan, you can see how Stepanek's got a winning record over Del Potro, 3-2, because Stepanek keeps the ball low. He hits it flat or even with some underspin. Del Potro, he's 6'6", 198 centimetres. He much prefers the ball higher likes to play against those who hit top spin. So Stepanek here giving him heaps of trouble. See Stepanek happy to go to the backhand, but the winning shot, the red dots, is when he's then pulled the trigger and gone down the line as a surprise tactic. So lots of balls to the backhand before then finishing it with a down the line winner. He's just lost the rhythm here, Del Potro, and that's just credit to Stepanek. He's a man who just changes things up so much.
A couple of doubles just creeping into Stepanek's game, but that's about the only thing. He's not doing quite as well as he could, the serve at the moment, but...
Yeah, I think the worry for Del Potro, Alan, is that Stepanek's not serving particularly well, but he's still hanging on to most of his serves. He's only 48% first serves in for the match.
Good service game there to start the third set.
First game, final set.
Look at some of the second set highlights.
Yeah, he's a different player, Stepanek. Look at this forehand. The last minute, he really rips the racket across the ball to hook it. And that's the down-the-line backhand that we showed you earlier that he's been having a lot of success with. It's quick. He's 35 years of age, Stepanek, but moving exceptionally well. And there is the, well, the reverse hewitt, as you called it. The reverse come on.
Well, he's great to watch because of his variety, and he's doing something different. He's just not a one-dimensional tennis player, Radek Stepanek, and he does get in under a few people's skins, but he can really play the game. He's smart. He's always difficult to beat, and in top shape, as you said, at 35 years of age.
First serve.
I think the change came over the match, though, early in the second set. Del Potro had won the first set. It was the first game or so in the second, and umpire Tony Nimmons gave Stepanek a time warning, time violation. That really irritated him, but it fired him up. He's played so much better since then. Well, just thinking of whether he's going to challenge or not, but by the time he was thinking about it, the opportunity had passed. Both been guilty of some rather late challenges.
Let's for serve. 30 all.
So the body language is not so good for Del Potro at this stage.
And the unforced errors starting to hurt. 27 unforced errors for the match from Del Potro. Constantly looks for that serve when under pressure, the flat one down the centre.
Repeats the dose to the ad court, so he holds his opening serve in the third. We're at 1-all.
One game. Love.
Hustling from Radek Stephanic. Controlled the rally and came in on his terms. Forced the error.
He's been into the net on 25 occasions in this match. It's a lot for most players, but not for Stepanek. He's very comfortable up there.
Potro really needs to find something to lift him. He's walking around rather ponderously and looks like the weight of the world on his shoulders. He needs something to set him alight, I think, here. Otherwise, he's going to be in trouble. Well, the psychological battle there won by Del Potro, refusing to miss.
30.
Yeah, good effort from Del Potro. The slice staying low, and he's not being seduced, Del Potro, into trying to go for a lot of the low ball, just keeping it in play, waiting for his opportunity.
of the best points of the match.
Surely was. It was Stepanek who had his bigger man scrambling all over the court. Didn't do enough with that volley, which is unusual for him. He's normally much better at the net, and you give a big man like Del Potro time, and he's going to get you.
Well, that might be the spark he's looking for if he can break here.
Got him again.
Well, what a choice of shot from Del Potro. He looks round to his coach with a clenched fist. He needed something to lift him, and he was able to find it. He leads 2-1 with a break.
Del Potro leads 2 games to 1. Time.
Some Del Potro supporters. Well, he gave them something to cheer about. Some inspired tennis from him. Those last 2 points to break Stepanek's serve. Two-1. He's 10.
Well,
that's the one. He doesn't usually get it as wide as that, Jeff. That's as good as he can hit that one. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, what an impressive service game when you've broken.
Let's first.
Well, what a game on the top seed, consolidating now in the third set at 3-1.
Del Potro leads 3 games to 1.
First serve a fault. He loves that sort of stuff, Stephanic.
15 off.
In a lot of trouble here, but just guesses right. Quick hands.
Plays it off the right hip.
Nice, very nice. Soft hands so quickly up to the front part of the court. That's what was the reason for his success there. How quickly gets in. He's very close to the net, and if you're going to hit a drop volley, the closer to the net, the better. He's done so well. We mentioned he's 35, but he also is coming back from serious disc surgery in his neck just 12 months ago. Missed 3 months of this beginning of the season last year, so it's been a great comeback for Stepanek.
An outstanding game from him, and the damage may have been done, but he doesn't think so. He looks around, he's pumped. He's down a break, but he's giving it all.
Time.
Three-two with the break.
Love 15.
Served 11 aces in the match, Del Potro. He likes to hit the big flat serve, and particularly here to the first court, you'll see down the centre, 80% of the first serves have gone down there. That's the lower part of the net, obviously, where he gets a lot of success. Doesn't need to spin it at all.
15 all.
Again, to the second court, he mixes it up just a little bit more. You can see more, 64% only to the backhand, and down the centre tee, not as much to the second court. But the first court, that's his go-to serve so many times. And Stepanek ready for it on that occasion, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to know where your opponent likes to serve. Certainly under pressure, try and cover it. Stepanek's done a pretty good job there. He's leaning to that serve immediately, and he's just opened the door marginally as a result. Shut quickly.
Not quite slammed, but closed firmly.
30 all.
It's a big weapon, isn't it? 13 aces. And when they go in, he's winning high percentage, 72% of points when the first serve goes in. There it was again.
Into the body, but all he could do was just fend it off there.
Well, it's so quick, 220 kilometres an hour when you're serving that fast.
Be the fastest one of the day.
Deuce.
Oh, I don't know. I think he might have thought his serve was not going to be returned, and he was rather casual going up to the backhand side there. Stepanek is a great competitor. I mean, I don't think we've seen the last of him in this match yet, by a long shot.
Advantage Stephanic.
Well, risky stuff. Big second serve at deuce when you've got the break and you're in a good position in the match, and you go for something like that. Great opportunity he has given Radek Stepanek here. Well, nothing you can do about it. The big serve, and then the off forehand.
Deuce.
His favourite play.
Advantage Del Potro.
Well, such an advantage. Umpires calls advantage Del Potro, and it certainly is on the scoreboard, but in his game as well. This first serve, so many free points.
Game Del Potro.
And he saves the break point, consolidating. He's ahead 4-2 in the third set.
Del Potro leads 4-2.
Stepanek got close in that last game, serving here with new balls at 2-4.
Love.
Again, just holding his position on or around the baseline, not being pushed back. And then, as we've seen, this backhand down the line.
Del Potro will be disappointed with his success on the Stepanek second serve. Stepanek winning 56% of points on second serve. If you're over 50% on second serves, you're doing very well.
Beaten at his own game that time, Radek. Might like that.
40-15.
Solid hold nonetheless for Stephanic. Keeps himself close here, just down the one break in the third set.
Del Potro leads 4-3.
point on this service game for Del Potro. Change of ends there. Stepanek was going through his racket bag, checking the tension of a couple of the other rackets. Maybe he's looking for one slightly tighter. Potro doesn't come in very much. He relies on the big ground strokes forcing the errors and the serve, and you can see there he's not a natural volleyer. Put down nice and low, just didn't set the angle of the racket face correctly. That's the play he favours so much more, the serve and then moving his opponent around with these heavy ground strokes, particularly the forehand, till he forces the error.
Through his service games pretty quickly, Del Potro finding the range and the rhythm on the first serve much better now.
The old fade saves him, or not saves him, gives him the game.
Service line. The ball was called in.
Calls for a challenge, but well in. And the game.
Del Potro leads 5 games to 3. Mr. Stephanic, 2 challenges remaining.
Well, that's a play that Del Potro has used so well today. He's very much aware that Stepanek is going to sneak in. Whenever he's done that, he's
probably almost torn the inside of that the left shoe. He slid there.
He did slide. I was just mentioning how well Del Potro has been able to just dink the ball low at the feet of Stepanek, so his success at the net's not been huge. 19 of 32 points he's won when he's come forward.
Match has just tipped over the 2 hours. Highly entertaining tennis. The crowds enjoyed it. They're liking this contrast of styles.
Goes back to the wall here. Stepanek still missing too many first serves. It makes life difficult if you've got to keep winning points on your second serve.
15-40.
A bit of a surprise to see some of these errors here, just at the vital stage against Stepanek. His brave fight might be coming to an end here at 2 match points down. Top seed goes through.
2 sets of 1.
And the shake of the hands to conclude what's been a very entertaining match between these two players, the veteran Radek Stepanek, who used all of his guile and his cleverness, but in the end, the power game just a bit too much for him, Jeff.
Yeah, missed too many first serves in the end. Stepanek, 49% wasn't going to get it done, but it took all of Del Potro's skills to get over Stepanek. So